All right, today we're diving into a C-suite case study on one of the most incredible turnarounds in history. But our subject isn't from Silicon Valley, he's from 3rd century China. We are talking about Quan, who you could seriously argue was the ultimate CEO of the Three Kingdoms.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote, "A son should be like Sun Zhongmou," that's from his #1 rival Cao Cao. You know, when your fiercest competitor is out there publicly singing your praises, you know you're doing something right. That's like the ultimate shareholder endorsement.
So that brings us to the big question we're going to tackle. How does a teenager inherit a family business that's basically on the brink of collapse? I mean, we're talking hostile takeovers, internal chaos, and not only save it, but build it into an empire that lasts for more than half a century. Let's get into it. Our story kicks off with probably one of the most intimidating leadership challenges you can imagine. To really get Sun Quan's success, you have to start right at the moment of crisis. His sudden, unexpected promotion to what we're calling the 19-year-old CEO.
Yep, 19. In the year 200, his older brother gets assassinated, and just like that, Sun Quan is thrust into this position of incredible power and even greater danger. I mean, think about it. Most of us at 19 are just trying to figure out our lives. He was handed the keys to a kingdom and told, don't mess this up.
And the situation he inherited was, to put it mildly, an absolute mess. Think of it like a startup teetering on the edge. The market was incredibly hostile. You had these established giants just waiting to swallow him whole. And internally, his own leadership team was completely fractured. His territory was anything but secure. This wasn't just a challenge, it was a 5-alarm fire.
And well, that fire didn't take long to become an inferno. It forced what would become his first and maybe most critical executive decision. It was a true bet-the-company moment, and he found himself staring down an industry titan.
Okay, now just look at the sheer imbalance of power here. It's kind of nuts. On one side, you've got Titan Inc., that's Cao Cao. He controls the entire north, and he claims he's got an army of 800,000 soldiers. His objective? Simple. Hostile takeover. On the other side, you've got Sun Quan's little Jiangdong startup with, maybe 30,000 troops, and their objective? Just survive. The odds were, well, they were basically impossible.
So what do? I mean, really, put yourself in his shoes. Your board of directors is completely split down the middle. A lot of your most experienced people are pushing to just surrender. You know, get acquired, make it quick and painless. It's the only logical move. But then you've got a few younger, hungrier voices telling you to fight. And the final call? It's all on you.
Sun Quan made his decision in maybe the most dramatic way possible. He stands up in front of everyone, pulls out a sword, and just hacks a corner off the table. Then he declares that anyone else who dares to talk about surrender is going to end up just like that table. And that was it. Debate over. In one single, powerful move, he aligned his entire team behind one incredibly high-risk vision. We fight.
Now, after surviving that near-death experience, Sun Quan didn't just sit back and play defense. Nope, he went on the offensive. He executed a brilliant strategic acquisition that really positioned him as, well, a ruthless corporate raider.
So the target was a place called Jing Province, a hugely valuable strategic asset. The only problem? It was controlled by his ally, his business partner, Liu Bei. In modern terms, we'd call this co-opetition. Sun Quan knew that to secure his company's future, he needed that asset, even if it meant stabbing a partner in the back.
And the way he did it was like something out of a spy movie. It's a masterclass. Just look at this 4-step plan. First, he forms a temporary alliance with his old enemy, Cao Cao, just to create a distraction. Genius. Second, he has his top general, Lu Meng, fake a serious career-ending illness to make everyone lower their guard. Third, infiltration. He disguises his best troops as civilian merchants. And fourth, bam, surprise takeover. It was fast, it was efficient, and it was almost completely bloodless. A truly audacious move.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? These two stories, one of desperate defense, the other of calculated betrayal, they're not just cool historical anecdotes. They're the case studies that literally form the core of Sun Quan's leadership playbook. And as you can see from historical sources, these weren't just battlefield tactics. These are the core competencies, the foundational pillars that fueled his entire 50-year reign. It's how he didn't just survive, but absolutely thrived. Let's break him down.
Okay, so here's the framework, and this is the real gold. First, talent acquisition. The guy was a master at finding the right person for the job and then trusting them completely. Think Zhou Yu at Red Cliffs or Lu Meng for Jing Province. Second, decisive action.
When the team was waffling, he sliced that table. No turning back. That is commitment. Third, strategic agility. He allied with Liu Bei to beat Cao Cao, and then allied with Cao Cao to beat Liu Bei. He wasn't sentimental, he was pragmatic. It was all about the win. Fourth, sustainable growth. See, his long reign was possible because he wasn't just a warlord. He was building an economy, shoring up his resources for the long haul. And finally, unwavering resilience. I mean, inheriting that mess at 19, he just flat out refused to fail.
In this playbook, it was never about short-term gains. It was all part of a much larger, long-term strategy for building something that would last, an enduring empire.
And this timeline, this really shows you the results of that long game. He goes from inheriting a disaster at 19 to that legendary victory at Red Cliffs, to the brilliant acquisition of Jing province, and then, in 229, formally establishing his own kingdom. He finally died in 252 after ruling for over 50 years. This wasn't a fluke. This was a legacy of stability and long-term success.
One of his contemporaries, Zhu Geijin, I think he summed it up perfectly. He said, Sun Quan had wisdom and courage, and because of that, people were willing to work for him. They wanted to, and that right there is the sign of a truly great leader. You don't just command loyalty, you inspire it.
Ultimately, Sun Quan's career teaches us that real lasting success is this incredible blend of strategic patience and the guts to take big, calculated risks when the moment is right. He played the long game, and boy, did it pay off. So the final question to leave you with is, what are you going to build your legacy on?